Hello and welcome to another episode of Ladies Talking Business. On this episode, I'm nothing short of excited about our guest. Stephanie Obi is an author, a speaker, coach, and tech founder. She helps entrepreneurs create, launch, and sell online courses. She has worked with over 200 women to create their online courses. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio.
Thank you too. I'm happy to be here.
The queen of online courses in Nigeria. It is not what you have that limits you, but it's what you have but don't know what to do with it. Tell us what inspired that particular quote.
A man called Faladro say.
Okay.
And it really hits me because I see this all the time when people take what they know for granted and they always focus on what they don't have. Oh, I don't have money, I don't have, oh, if only I had this, if only I had that. Meanwhile, they have wealth in their head, like they have knowledge that they can monetize, but it's just there sitting down doing nothing. And if only they can package that knowledge into an online course and sell it, they can sell it to Nigerians, they can sell it to Africa, they can sell it to people in any part of the world, and they can earn a healthy stream of income just by sitting down in their houses and getting credit alerts. Now,
this is something you do for a living.
Yes.
How many countries or how many continents have you been able to reach via training online?
Oh, I've stopped counting these days, but I remember the first time that I launched my first online course. It was such a, I was shocked at the number of countries that we reached. I was just, what year was this? 2013. I launched my first online course, and people from over 9 countries signed up. I was having people from Saudi Arabia, Tanzania. I'm like, what? Oh my God! Like I didn't believe it, but it was happening. So now I've gotten used to it, and it's no longer a big deal for me. But I found that the internet is so powerful. When you just put something out there, you don't know how people somewhere will get a hold of it, and they can patronize your product.
But how did it all come about? How did you start this particular niche? Because it's quite foreign for some people.
So at the time, I had this hobby, Ankara accessories. I knew how to make Ankara accessories, so I used to make them. All right, and then one day I said, you know, I would like to teach other people how I make these accessories. I've done this thing for a while. I've earned so much money from it. It has helped me all through when I was in school, when I was doing my master's, my first job. Like I always had this nice side hustle. So I said, just imagine if other ladies can also have an extra stream of income. You know, let me do some trainings for them. I did my first training. I planned it. I created, you know, work toolkits. I did all sorts of things, and nobody showed up. Nobody, not one person. And so, you know, it was a very it was very emotional for me. I cried and cried and cried, and after crying, I cleaned my eyes and I said, there must be something I did wrong. Let me figure out what it is. And I realized that I didn't market it properly. I didn't market it online. At the time, I thought that social media was a fad, and it would just, you know, after a while, all these buzz about Facebook would go. But when I saw that I had this training program, nobody attended it. I said, let me go and try social media marketing. Let me really put myself out there. And so I did this training. And the first class, 4 people came. I said, okay, all right, it's a good sign. It's a good sign.
A good place to
so
be.
I kept marketing it online, and then I started getting people messages from people in Yola, Ekiti State, Calabar. Stephanie, I really want to attend your training, but I can't travel right now. Can you come to my city? You know, I was getting messages from different places. I couldn't go to all these cities, and so I said, okay, what if I do an online course? What if I do an online training, and all these people can watch my training videos, and I don't have to travel to all these different cities?
It's exactly the same thing you'd have thought if you were present there.
Yeah. So I created the online course. It was an experiment. You know, I didn't really have a lot of expectations. Let me just see if it will work. This was 2013. The internet was not that, you know, a lot of people did not have access to data.
The internet bubble that we have now wasn't
and at that time, we even did not really have 3G, so your phone was always on GPRS, then you had to change the setting to 3G. So it was, you know, not everyone had access to smartphone, but I said, let me just try. I did, and to my amazement, people paid for these trainings. People kept on paying for these trainings, and they kept on paying from different parts of the world. And it opened my eyes to this online education industry. And what I did not realize at the time is that this industry was already over worth $100 billion in the Western market, and it was very well developed. So people already knew what it was to create and sell online courses. But in Africa, we hadn't even started, because we were just getting access to the internet and stuff like that. That's how I discovered it, and I've been launching online courses ever since then.
Because we see even Harvard Business School now has their online platform where they are monetizing, you know. Well, let's talk a bit about people's skill and experiences. Do you think we're taking advantage of our skills and experiences well enough?
I think that we haven't, I'm talking as a country now, we haven't done so well. And the first problem is that a lot of people don't know that they can even monetize their knowledge. So people don't even know. So they have skills, they have expertise, but they just have it.
Or maybe they don't know how to go about it.
Yeah, so some just have it, they don't know anything about it, some don't know how to do anything. Some don't know what to do. Some are a bit scared about tech. It looks complicated.
Oh my goodness.
And so because they don't want to start, you know, but it's a big opportunity that we can all take advantage of.
I mean, when people hear tech, I'm running away, and I don't know.
Yeah, so there's this widespread phobia, and it's very common among women. If you talk to women about creating online courses, the first thing they'll tell you is, hey, I'm not a techie. I'm not a techie. And you know what I always say? So when I was starting out my first online course, I had to build an online school. Like there's so many techie things I had to do because there were no platforms. Did
you have that background before?
I had a first class in computer science.
Okay.
And so I guess I wasn't scared of technology. Thank you. And so I could say I can figure this out. You know, I had that attitude. But I found that as I started helping women, they struggle with the tech. Not everybody is like me. Not everybody, you know, has studied, you know, computer science. Not everybody wants to do anything with tech. Some people have had very horrible experiences before, and so
now I've had my own experience. I won't share, but I've had my own experience.
Yes. So I was discovering all of this, and so we decided to then build a tech platform that makes it very easy for anybody to create and sell online courses. So we now have it. It's called Train Quarters. And so what I now tell people is that it's now so easy to now create and launch an online course, because you don't have to be a techie, you don't have to know how to code.
You don't have to develop from scratch
anymore. If you can use Facebook, if you can use Instagram, you can use this kind of platform, because we've made it easy for you. Just open an account and then you're good to go. So, but when I was starting, it was tough, and I will admit it. It was tough. Oh God.
I can't imagine.
There's so many things we have to figure out, but yeah, it's now easy.
So now you specialize in helping people monetize their skill online. How has this experience been for you? And what are the basic things that are necessary to create like an online platform?
So
first, for starters.
First of all, you need to be clear about what you want to teach. All right, just look, what do I have that I can teach? And the mistake a lot of people make is that they think it has to be one
something out of the moon.
Look, it can be anything. It can be how to cook. It can be how to style your hair. We have clients who have done courses in all these kind of topics. Very simple, easy-looking topics. But what somebody is very good at, and that person will be weak at that thing. So, you know, if you're good at something, don't think everybody is good at that thing. Some people don't know how to do it, and they want to learn how to do it too. So the first thing is that pick a topic. You have to just decide, I'm going to teach you this thing. And of course, you have to see whether there's a market for it. If I decide to teach this thing, are there people who are going to pay for this online course? That's the first thing, to validate your ideas. After that, the second step is that you structure your online course. Okay, this is going to be my outline. This is how I'm going to deliver the course. It'll be over 6 weeks, over 8 weeks. I will title it this. This is how much I'm going to sell the course. You know, that is just packaging the course, structuring it so that it becomes like an asset. It becomes property. You know, the next step is that you now start growing your audience, because each time when you create a course, you are creating it for a set of people.
Yes.
When you want to market the course, you're marketing it to a set of people. So you need to have that audience that you're grooming and nurturing them, talking to them, attracting them. Because online, it's kind of a scary place, because you don't know if you're going to get scammed or if somebody's going to steal, you know, take your money and disappear.
There are quite a number of scammers.
Yeah, things like that.
We must say.
So you have to get first of all, attract your audience, then get them comfortable with you, get them to trust you.
I think that's very important.
Yes, it's very important. So that they feel like, oh, if I send her money to pay for this online course, she won't run away with my money. She's going to give me the videos I paid for.
Yes.
So that's very important, growing this audience and getting them to know you, to like you, to trust you, to rave about you, talk to their friends about you. When you have this audience, you can then sell your online course to them. And you can sell multiple online courses to them, but this time they'll easily buy from you because they now trust you. All right? And then, funny enough, the last step is to create your course content. Because all this is work. Growing that audience, getting them to trust you, that is where the work really is. But the last step is shooting videos and talking. If I wake you up from sleep and say, come and teach you this thing, you know it. So you just quickly talk about it. But the part that requires more work is getting people to trust you online.
All right, you talked about creating videos, for example. Do you have particular kind of cameras that you recommend that these people make use of? When they take a look at some of the videos you create, not some, all of them as a matter of fact, there's this crisp, pretty, almost very clear touch to it. What's the secret? Because honestly, I've seen some videos online, just the quality puts me off. Once what was this person thinking? Sometimes the person's head starts from here. What happens to the rest of your head is gone. So what are those particular things I should also take note of while creating videos for your online content?
One of the things I always think about is I think about how my viewer will feel when they're watching this course. So in particular, because I talk about tech, I know that they're scared of tech. I know that they already have fences up. And so I try to make them feel comfortable. So make the place look nice, make it look, so it's intentional. So you make the video, the ambience look nice. They enjoy watching you. They enjoy listening. They don't even know when they're like, okay, this is not that scary.
Tech in a pretty space.
Yeah, it's not that scary. But that's for my own audience.
Okay.
Now, if I was speaking to a different audience who did not care about all those, bells and whistles, you can make it, okay, guys, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to do this, that. So it really depends on the audience you're speaking to and how you want to make them feel. That will then determine the ambience of your course, of your videos, the voice you use, the decor, like the background and all of that. It really depends on the audience. Secondly, there are no hard and fast rules about the equipment and all of that. If you don't want to get involved in it, you can just outsource it. If you want to do it yourself, you can get a camera. I don't like making the barriers to entry very high. So any camera you can afford, you can start with that.
Whatever phone.
The great thing about online courses is that you can launch version 1. After a while, you upgrade it and launch version 2. After a while, as your brand grows, you can look at those videos and say, this video is not what my brand. I need to
upgrade.
Straight up. Yeah, but what's very important is you start. So no matter what level you are, you can decide to do it yourself with whatever camera you have, or you can decide to outsource it to someone who can do it for you. Or you can even decide to record your slides, do video recordings, where you're just recording your slides. But it depends on what kind of online course you're teaching. When I was creating my first online course on how to make Ankara accessories, that one was a practical class, so I needed videos to show my hands and what I was doing. But if you're teaching something like maybe English or something like
just
communication, it's just me talking and I'm just explaining certain things to you. In that case, you can actually use a slide presentation and just record your voice over the slides. Yes.
How expensive is this? Do you need a capital of what? 100,000, 200, 300? So, because people tell you, I have the skill, but the money I don't have.
The beauty about this thing is that no matter where you want to start from, there's a way to go about it. If you want to say, I'm going to do DIY, you can just use your phone. You can use your phone, you won't pay anything. If you say, I want to go high tech, nice videos, I want the animation to go like this, that's all you pay for that. So it depends on what your budget is. Any amount.
All right, so we're going to hold on for a bit now.
All right.
We'll take a quick break. Remember, you're still watching Ladies Talking Business on Plus TV Africa. Do stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. All right, Stephanie, let's just talk a bit about consistency. I know we touched a bit on it before we went on break, but when you're creating your online content, the need for consistency.
So there are different reasons why you need to be consistent. Number one,
I'll start with clarity of idea as well.
All right. So I'll start with the one that I'll start with one a lot of people like to hear about. Number one is the money. Now let me tell you something. If you launch your first online course, let's say you just launch your first online course, you can make your first $1,000 from your first online course. If you relaunch it again, you can make more. If you relaunch it again, you can make more. I've seen clients go from $0 to $10,000 just by being consistent, relaunching the course over and over and over again. So that alone is enough motivation. But you know what I find? People who are led to teach people, they're teaching because they really want to impact lives. So that's another angle. When you start impacting lives, you will start hearing the stories of the lives that are being transformed. And if you just hear one testimonial, that can keep you consistent. I can remember that the first online course I launched, back again when I was in Ankara Accessories, one girl from UK sent me a message. She said, Stephanie, when I came on the online course, I felt I was very sad. I was out of a bad relationship, and so I didn't feel like, I didn't feel like I could do more with my life. I was broken. I came on the online course. I learned Ankara Accessories. I started my own business. I'm now making my own money. Like, I don't have to rely on men anymore. I feel confident. I feel like I can achieve something. I've always wanted to go to fashion school, but I didn't feel I was good enough. I applied to fashion school and I got in. I want to tell you, thank you for changing my life. Now, this was just one of the testimonials I got. I kept getting testimonials consistently. And so what you find is that this business helps you to impact lives and also make money. So it's a win-win. So no matter what you're motivated by, if you're motivated by impact, it works. If you're motivated by money, it also works. So that would help you to become consistent because you wake up and say, the work I do is important. There are lives that need to be changed. And if I put myself out there, if I keep launching these online courses, their lives will be changed, and I'll also earn a stream of income. Yeah.
All right. What are those major challenges that your clients complain about before they start their online courses?
So there are a number of them. The first one is clarity, like you mentioned. I'm not sure what to teach. I'm not sure if anybody wants to learn this topic. I'm not sure if I'm good enough. Who am I for people to pay me? And I'm not techie, I'm not pretty enough, I may not make sense. And so what I find is that a lot of the challenges that they're going through is all in their mind. So something, over the years, there are things that have told them consistently that what they have is nothing, that they cannot be more or do more. And so they're holding on to those limiting beliefs, and it holds them down. So when they come on the program, it's like war against these negative thoughts that I've held for so long. But when they break through, it's like when they break through,
they start to blossom.
It's like they start seeing them doing all sorts of things that they thought that they couldn't do before. But now they can now, you see them launching all sorts of programs. It's like they've come into their own now. So the biggest challenge really is the mindset. The second challenge they have is strategies. Okay, you've told me about launching an online course, but how? How can I do it?
I know what I want to do, but
how can I do it? How can I get these results? The third challenge is the tech. They're terrified of it, or they've tried it before, it couldn't work out, so they don't think that they are the kind of people who can launch online courses. But now that has been resolved because of our tech platform that we just launched, Train Quarters. So those are the major challenges that they have.
How can online course providers ensure that they remain, their contents consistently add value to their clients? Are there certain questions you should ask yourself?
Yes, but before you ask yourself those questions, you also have to ask the audience. So let me explain this. An online course is not just about you selling your knowledge or selling information. An online course is a solution to a problem. So before you create an online course, you must have identified the problem. These people are complaining about X, Y, Z. So when you come to the online course, you're asking, what can I teach them that will help them to resolve that problem that they have? So your course, when you're creating your curriculum, you'll be asking yourself, what's the first thing they have to know? What's the second thing they have to know? What's the third thing they have to know? All right, so you are asking yourself questions in response to the problem you have identified. So the first step is to go and do the research and to hear people complain about a particular problem. Then you go back and say, okay, based on the results I've achieved in my life, how can I help this person? Now, when you go and do that research, there are times where you will say, this problem, I cannot solve it. It's not my problem. Maybe another person will solve it. But then you will also hear problems that you can solve. So your online course will focus on solving those particular problems. Now, if you focus on solving problems for people, that's the only way you can remain relevant. Because they will continually thank you when they've gotten results.
They'll keep coming.
They will keep referring, referring your work. They will go to the hilltop and scream it that, oh God, this course changed my life. And because of that, a lot of people will sign up for the course. So that's why you will see online courses. The first time they launch, maybe 10 customers. Second time they launched, and they now have testimonials from the first set. They can double their number of customers. They can triple. They can grow times 10. And each time they keep relaunching, as they're relaunching and showcasing the testimonials of people who have been through the program, more people keep signing up.
Yeah. We need to leverage on these online platforms more, but we see that some businesses are still very comfortable using the traditional methods of selling.
Well, you know, like what they say, the day you wake up, it's your morning. The day you wake up is your morning. Sometimes when you see people doing stuff online, you don't realize how much they're making. When you start hearing how much people are making from doing online courses, you will wake up.
Oh, wow.
Especially because, you know, the thing about online courses is that you just do it once. You do the video recording once. And then you start selling those set of videos over and over and over again. Now, if you compare that to you always doing physical, always expending energy, doing physical training, and then you have to pay for the hall, pay for food, pay for power, pay for this, pay for that. If you just do the numbers, you see which one is more profitable. So some people have just not seen the business opportunity, but one day they will see it. And
this particular conversation requires a lot of marketing, which some people may not be able to do themselves. So how would you advise that they push, you know, these platforms?
Well, especially if you're speaking to consumers, like individuals, there's no business, B2C related business that does not involve marketing. So if you are somebody who doesn't like marketing, it's a bigger problem. It means that other parts of your business will suffer. Yeah. So
this is something you have to outsource if you're not the...
I would say that you need to just deal with the reasons why you don't like marketing. Yeah, deal with it, because, you know, marketing and sales is the soul of the business. So it's what keeps money coming in consistently. So if you have a problem with marketing your business, then there's a bigger problem.
Plus,
we have to then deal with why are you not comfortable marketing your business? Do you feel like you're not giving value? If you're giving value, I want you to think of, there's this, I like to paint this picture. Imagine somebody has headache and you have Panadol, or you have a brand that can, a drug that can solve that person's problem. Or the person has a disease or something, and you have a solution to that problem. Are you going to stay down in your house and say, I don't like marketing, let that person die? Is that not wickedness? Marketing is saying, I have a solution. Let me come out so that people who are suffering can see my solution. That's how to look at it. So it's not about forcing your product down people's throat. It's about saying, let me go out there and showcase my solution. People who need this will pay for it. And when you go with that mindset, it's not difficult to market an online course or any other product that you have.
And I think one of your selling points, I must say, at this at this particular juncture is your smiling, because I think that is one thing that everybody wants to come to your page and see you smiling.
Oh,
if you're running an online course, I don't want to see you Well, is this supposed to be the person teaching me for the next 1 month?
Let me tell you something. It's just my own brand. Because some people come and see me smiling and they're like, oh, this girl, she's smiling. She does not know serious business because she's smiling. Let me go to somebody who, wears suits, jacket, and be serious face. So you attract your tribe. So I've attracted a tribe of people who want to see a smiling face, happy people, and at least they are smiling as we're talking about the tech. All right, but some other people want somebody who's a bit more serious and stern, uptight. To each his own.
Each man know your business, know your tribe, and just stick to it. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio. Thank you, Stephanie.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. And that's all on Ladies Talking Business. For more content of this nature, do follow us on Plus TV Africa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also follow my social media handles at Ubani Irene on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you and bye. Until next time, I remain your host, Irene Ubani.